Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Aqueduct Racetrack here on closing day. It is Sunday, April the 24th, 2016. You're going to look at races 3 and races 8. Before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5 for more selections. Next Friday, Belmont opens, and I can't wait for Belmont. The way my school schedule works out for the next, basically until next Christmas, I'll be able to go to Belmont a lot more often than I should be going. So, those after class Belmont pick fours are gonna come in really handy. But so that's Friday. I'm gonna have a whole big video for Belmont. But I'm gonna look at the stakes races on today's closing day program from Aqueduct races 3 and races 8, 3 and 8. So let's get on to it. Today's third race from Aqueduct is a race I just can't stand. I hate these New York Stallions series, but I'm gonna look at it for YouTube. It's the 23rd edition of the New York Stallions Stakes. Purse $100,000 for 3-year-olds, New York breds. I say I hate these New York Stallion races. I handicapped the one yesterday here on YouTube, and I believe the horse I had paid $28 to win, and I had the trifecta that day also, which was a very lucrative sum of money that you got back if you played the ticket. But with that being said, I'm just not a fan of these these kind of things. But I'm gonna do trifecta key this race. Actually, I'm gonna go not a trifecta key. I'm gonna play a trifecta this way. I'm gonna go the number one horse. Sudden surprise, my top selection here. I'm gonna go 1-6 with the 2-4 boxed underneath. So 1-6 with the 2-4 box underneath. It should cost you $1 if you play it for 50 cents, something like that. But I might be wrong. My math is horrible. But number one, sudden surprise, top selection here, 9-5, owned by Rapoli Stable. Todd Pletcher trains this one for John Velasquez, who's on this one. This current Aqueduct meet, John Velasquez, 20-6, 6 winners, 3 second place finishes, and 3 third place finishes. So it has a 30% winning percentage. In the money's let's see, 6, that's 9, that's 12. 12 out of the 6 have coming money, so just keep that in mind. 12 out of the 12 out of the 20 have come in the money. But this horse, last start March the 6th, 6 furlongs in the Jimmy Wingfield Stakes at Aqueduct. This horse finished 6th by 37 and a quarter lengths, was in the speed duel that day. They went 22 to the first quarter, 45 and 3 to the half. To the 5/8s, they went 58 flat and 110 and 3 to the finish. This horse just dueled, was too wide and just gave away. Throw that race out. Then in the Gander Overnight Six for $98,000 on February 6th here at Aqueduct, this horse finished second by 2.5 lengths. It was just second best that day. And then New York Stallion Series back in December 27th, this horse won by half lengths. John Velasquez actually came up from South Florida to ride this horse that day, and that horse had a very nice victory. It was a very heavy favorite though, but ran really well. And then this horse won the Notebook Stakes here on the main track here at Aqueduct back in November. I think this horse has a live chance here. Going to be my top pick here. So to recap my bets for race number 3, the New York Stallion Stakes from Aqueduct. Going to go with the one horse Sudden Surprise in my top selection. Going to do a trifecta here. Going to go 1-6 with the 2-4 boxed for 50 cents. I believe it will cost you $1. So now let's get on to race number 8. Today's 8th race on the closing day from Aqueduct. The 8th race is the second running of the Memories of Silver Stakes. Purse $100,000 for fillies, 3-year-olds. We have a field of, let's see, how many horses do we have today? We have 9 horses traveling the distance of around a mile 16 on the turf course. The three horse who is Katniss the Victor is a main track only, so remember that. And I don't think we're going to be having the race taking off turf. I just think I don't think we're getting any wet weather, so probably going to be scratched, that 3 horse. But I'm going to do a trifecta here. Going to do a straight trifecta. It's something I like to play when I go to Belmont, or if I go to the racetrack like Belmont on like a Wednesday afternoon. I usually go on Wednesdays or Thursday afternoons after class. I'll take $1 with me and just play superfectas, or sometimes I'll play a trifecta if they don't have the super that race, and spend $1. And sometimes I hit really big. Sometimes sometimes the selections are a little dotty, and then sometimes you want to just jump off the balcony at Belmont because you get beat out by a nose for the 4th place spot for a very expensive and lucrative payout for a superfecta when I what are you doing? But that's how I do. That's what I do when I go to the racetrack when I don't want to spend so much money on betting. On the weekend if I go, I'll play. I'll take like $100 with me. But on a weekday, I try to bet. I'll play 10 cents a race, 10 cents super. It's sometimes funny when you see me at a racetrack placing a wager, giving 90 cents to the teller. Teller looks confused, but okay, and I explain to the teller also, don't you know. But this race we're gonna do a trifecta here. We're gonna go 5-4-8, 5-4-8. But the 5 horse is gonna be my top selection. Time and motion at 5-1. John Velasquez here again for the Phillips Racing Partnership. Trainer is James Toner. John Velasquez is on this one. Last time out, coming in from Gulfstream Park, 1 mile 16th in main special weight, 40,000. This horse won by 1/4 lengths that day. Had a bit at the quarter pole and really ran really well that day. Was closing up well. The start before, this horse ran as a maiden in the Breeze Cup Philly turf. This horse finished 5th by 1 3/4 lengths that day. It had a decent rally that day. Was wide, but rallied really nice up, really good for that 5th place finish. Catch Glimpse ran that day, who I believe won last week at Keeneland. Was a winner of her next out also. And then this horse ran the Miss Grill Stakes over across town at Belmont, actually on the island. Finished 5th by 1 3/4 lengths. That finished 3rd by 1/2 lengths. Excuse me. He was just had a rail post position, which is not the ideal post position I like on the turf at going those mile 16 distances. So he could have had a better post position today. I think this horse will really do well with this turf course. He's been training here. Has one workout since coming back up from Florida at Belmont Park. Main track workout, 4 furlongs of 48-2, the best workout of 18. So I think this horse is ready. So to recap my bets, race number 8 from Aqueduct Racetrack here on closing day. It's the second running. The Memories of Silver Stakes. Gonna go with the 5-4-8, 5-4-8 in race number 8. So good luck to all, and follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kid 5. Good luck, everybody.